Hi, it's Gordon Williams of Zion Blacksmith School, and I'm going to just show you a little bit of rope twist. Rope twists are really easy to do for me because I make all the swedges, or used to make them for Pay Tool. And if you can see, this isn't 4 pieces. Some of the beginners don't know that. This was a piece of square stock, and I drug it through here, and that puts 4 lines, line down each side, and rounds the corners. Most of you don't have a power hammer to do a rope. So we're going to show you a cheating way to do it. Now you can put it in your hold down and use your chisel and just cut it. Works fine, and then round the edges. This works faster. It is cheating. I don't know if I can hold this and see that I did what I'm going to do here. I put 4 cuts down it, and I just took it to the sander and rounded it. But you could use a rasp, hot rasp they call it when it's hot, or a file, angle grinder, flap disc, whatever. Just the corners you can see are rounded off. Okay? So on this piece, I've marked where I want to terminate my twist. And I try not to do any part of the element into something that isn't a part of it. So if I do a 4-inch thing, I don't run the cut on one of them too far. I don't round the corners up past this element. So I've put this line down the center, and I'm just going to show you a quickie way to do that. So it is cheating. I'm going to stick it in here. Sometimes it just goes right in, a little tight. So basically, I've got a middle mark on this. I can see my 2 lines. Take a cutting disc and an angle grinder. And I'm going to go. And there it is. Oops. So now I've got 4 lines, and you could do this with a pineapple twist or a diamond twist. This jig, a little tight for this one, but you can weld it up. This piece sits over this. I would put at least a business card under here when you weld it. Say you don't have a welder. Well, find a piece of material that you could just lay on this, a straight edge, and snap it on with a pair of vice grips down here or a C-clamp and do all lines. This is kind of nice because I don't have to move it. May not be dead center. So now you can see the corners are sharp. So that'll make a twist too. That's an interesting twist just with the 4 lines. You've seen the ones where they go in and now notch the corner with a chop saw or a chisel or a hacksaw. So there you go. That's how fast that is. And now I'm going to go ahead and clean the corners off like this, and we'll go twist it up, show you what it looks like. I also use something like this if I have to have a flat bar like a surround on a fireplace or something, and I have to do a edge cut, like 1/8 of an inch from the edge. Well, the chiseling that long, a lot of times I'll creep off or the edge gets proud out. So I'll snap a bar of steel on that and run my hot cut or my grinder with a cutting disc down it. And then if I need to, sometimes if it's showing, this is going to get twisted, you won't see it, I might just follow that line with my chisel. And it works really good. Let's go see what this looks like when I twist it up. All right, we're going to go ahead and twist this up. You all may know this, but when you're twisting, before I ever twist something, I get my vice set and my wrench adjusted. I have 2-handed wrenches, tons of them. And I also want water. Water will control your twist. Let's say it's not an even heat, and you're twisting it, and you say, ooh, I like that. But you still have to do more to tighten up here where you can freeze that with the water. And keep twisting and get them all even. Freeze the ones you like. Maybe you got one too tight. Well, freeze the other ones and untwist that one. So water is your friend. You should have it here so you can control the twist. Remember that the twist happens between the vise and where the wrench is. So if you have an element, which we have on this rope, we did those 4 cuts and rounded the edges. I want to put my wrench right at the cuts up here and the vise right at the cuts. Don't put any square in between anything that's not the element from here to here. So this goes on the cuts and that goes on the cuts. And give it a twist, you'll find, play around with it, you'll find that rope, I kind of like it a little tighter. A lot of times people will stop. Well, do a couple of them and find the one you like. So let's go ahead and do this. Go ahead and bring it over here, and we'll get it twisted up, see what it looks like. Okay, here we go. We're going to clamp it right at the element. Okay, put my wrench over here, right at the element, tighten it up, and just have at it. Okay? Until I think, well, I like it. You know? Okay? And so we have a rope. The deeper the cuts are, when you do it with the angle grinder, the more proud the rope looks. So practice with that too. But it's see that? It's just a down and dirty way, using your angle grinder instead of a chisel. Now that jig that I showed you over there, I can use it on the angle and run my chisel right against it also while it's hot. I don't usually need to do that because I can cut pretty straight, but that's also. But nice twist, takes really 5 minutes to do. Again, you can use an angle grinder, belt sander, flat disc to round the edges. So you put 4 cuts and you round the square edges. You can go to the feed store and find out where get a horseshoer's name, and they go through a lot of rasp, and they'll usually give them to you, the old ones. You know, pay them a couple bucks. Maybe you guys work hard. I used to be a horseshoer. We'll show you rasping later, hot rasp. It comes off like butter when it's hot with the rasp, but a rasp only cuts one way. So, all right, I hope you enjoyed that, got something out of it. God bless.